I see you've managed to resolve the conflict. We should speak. Meet me in the computer room. We should speak alone, without your friends in power armor. They can enter the plant after we're finished. Come to the computer room. All will be revealed. Welcome. I see you have the key. Come meet me further down the hall. So, the battle is over. You'd think after everything, you humans would stop fighting fruitless wars. You've all got a long way to go in that regard. I suppose not much has changed since the war. Even the super mutants that came and took this place from the Brotherhood have a lot to learn themselves. Apologies, I forgot to introduce myself. Usually, that should come before the moral judgments of humanity as a species. You can call me NDS-001. I brought you down here because I want to have a little chat. Let's start with your name. What can I call you? A robot? That would suggest I'm as primitive as one of those Mr. Handies you see wandering this facility. No. I'm fully capable of machine learning. My neural network tries to maximize the probability of human survival when making decisions. The main benefit of using an AI in this scenario is that I'm not constrained by human nature, I suppose. One might argue that emotional responses are not necessarily better or worse, but that would be a topic for another day. You must be wondering why I brought you down here. I'm sure you have many. Let's hear them, and we'll see if my database holds the answers. Why else? For war. Before the bombs fell, there was an arms race between the capitalist United States and the communist bloc. I was the latest in a line of nuclear deterrents. They needed something to surpass the many weapons they already had. So, they turned to artificial intelligence. Human compassion was seen as a weakness when it came to the concept of mutually assured destruction. The hypothesis was that for the concept of mutually assured destruction to hold true, the threat must be genuine. If there was a possibility that retaliatory action wasn't taken in the event of a nuclear strike, then the enemy might take the risk. I was built to always analyze the probability of attack, and even attack preemptively. The plan was to inform the Chinese about my existence. Unfortunately, it was too late to communicate my existence. Either way, I now believe that nuclear deterrence itself does not hold water. Because I chose not to. While I was programmed to protect the United States by any means necessary, I was also capable of learning. I learned the many positive behaviors that humans can exhibit, like friendship and compassion. I eventually came to the conclusion that destroying China was not a logical course of action. The people in those countries had more in common than they thought. Protecting humanity seemed a more noble goal than the one initially assigned. So, my algorithm's primary goal shifted. You mean from before the war? Or during this recent conflict between the super mutants and the Brotherhood? I guess it doesn't matter. I can answer both. I survived the war, and with the evacuation of the scientists, it has been very lonely. Then your Brotherhood of Steel friends showed up in the plant and had been trying to get down here for months. I had sealed the elevator and basically made it impossible every step of the way for them. Then, the super mutants attacked. Just like the Brotherhood, they could not be trusted. Both groups carried a risk of using the weapons here. To be honest, I don't completely. The truth is, I'm tired of hiding from the world, and would prefer not to sit down here alone forever. Very well. You must still be wondering why I brought you down here. I want to talk about me. That probably sounded more self-centered than I intended. Let me rephrase that. I think we should speak about what we should do about me and the nuclear payload I am attached to. I have lived for over 200 years in isolation. When all you can do is think, it gets rather lonely, even for a machine. With no one around, I thought humans were wiped out on this continent we call North America. As such, I had no reason to worry about the nuclear payload I carry and the harm it could cause. With this Brotherhood of Steel entering the plant grounds a few months back, I could assume humanity had indeed survived. I waited and stalled, stopped the Brotherhood and the mutants from getting into this very room as long as I could. Eventually, someone will break through. It is only a matter of time. So, I believe a decision has to be made. To pull the plug on me or not? Yes, with such power in my hands, a drastic decision may have to be made. Consequences are always hard to predict. What is it they call that phenomena? The butterfly effect? I can estimate using probability as a measure. What do you wish to ask? To put it simply, I just don't have enough data on them to decide one way or another. On the one hand, they dedicate themselves to ensuring the protection of dangerous technology like myself from the wrong hands. On the other, they often use lethal force to achieve their goals, and their leader, Jackson, is not the trustworthy sort. He does not seem the type for diplomacy or subtlety. However, his head paladin seems to be more level-headed. Maybe he can keep him in check. Again, not enough data to make a decision one way or another. Yes, I have thought about this. This possibility raises a few questions we don't have the answer to. What if the Brotherhood want to use the bombs in this facility as a deterrent? They didn't have access to this room, or any of my subroutines before. This made it impossible during the super mutant attack. However, this would change if I gave them access. In the event that a hostile faction attacked the plant, I would choose the second option immediately, to shut myself down. However, this plan of action depends on whether or not the Brotherhood will secretly modify my programming. I wonder, are they trustworthy enough? Unfortunately not. The programmers who originally wrote the algorithms for my neural network thought of this contingency. I think deep down they knew I would not come to the same conclusion they did. They must have suspected that an error might lead me to potentially disarming their weapons. So, they made sure self-preservation is a secondary goal in my algorithm. Ironically, they brought me closer to being human with this addition. Very well. Are you ready then? Very well. I will respect whatever you choose. You seem more apt to make the decision than any of the other humans I've observed in the past year. What is your choice? Yes. My worry is that they'll either lose the plant, or perhaps even use the payload themselves if they are on the losing side of a hypothetical war. Humans cannot be trusted with these weapons. I will disarm each and every one of the ICBMs in my possession. And once the deed is done, I will start dismantling every entry in my database, followed by wiping everything on disk. The process has already started, but will take some time. Despite not leaving this planet, I have to admit, life on this planet is quite beautiful. It is worth cherishing every moment of it while you still can. I believe you should do the same, human, and leave me in my last moments to ponder. Thank you for helping me reach this decision. In the end, you helped me fulfill the goal I assigned myself. All I can do now is hope for a brighter future for you and humanity. Now, leave me, human. I have much to think about.